Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I just got my Killswitch case for the Switch 2, and so I wanted to talk about the cases that I've used over the last couple weeks here since the Switch 2 has been out, and then go through just a couple accessories, and then also just unbox this thing together. So let's get into the unboxing, and then I'll talk about some of the cases that I have currently and some options that you might be interested in if this isn't the right fit for you. So I did pick up the Obsidian for the actual skin with the kit, and I picked up the travel kit, so that has the front cover and stuff in it too. So we're going to open that one up. So when you get the Obsidian, it also gives you another second one for free for a skin that isn't shiny. So you can see that the one has the shine, the one does not have the shine on it. So I think there's like metal or something in this, and then they give you like another option that doesn't have that for interference. I don't know, but they both look cool, and you get two if you order that specific one. So the other stuff that came in the package, which the package looked awesome, by the way, and I just mean like the bubble wrap package. Like dbrand does such a good job of actual packaging, and I think that's probably why it's such a premium, right? Like you get a premium package, a premium experience getting the shipping. Like literally yesterday it said it was shipping, and today it arrived. It was actually incredible. So there's two sheets in here for actual cloths to just like wipe your device and keep the fingerprints off of it. Don't know why they sent two, but I'm okay with having two. I mean, whatever. Give me more stuff, sure. And then, of course, there's this little tag that says, "We know where you live," which is hilarious. Classic dbrand fashion there. Now, the actual box. This thing is huge. Also really cool that it says made in Canada. Like, I'm assuming that's why it came so quickly when it arrived, but I mean, it's really cool that they have that on there. Now let's open this up together because I haven't opened this at all yet. So this is my first time having a look at everything. And so this is the dock that's going to allow us to be able to dock. And you can see that this actually pivots. So that's going to make it a little easier depending on the case that you have for it to fit and utilize the dock. And then you can see that there's air vents at the bottom just to help with that airflow again within the dock. So we'll set that on the dock in a sec here. But let's get into the case first. So we got aggressive grips, and I like that. That's like my favorite style of grip. And a little bit different from the standard Killswitch cases. Usually you get a kickstand on the back, but of course, because we have to be able to dock this, you don't have that kickstand, prominent in the back, but they still have the cutouts for your actual kickstand on the Switch. So no problems there. If we open this up, we've got a nice spot here for all of our game cartridges, so you can slot those in here. All right, set that aside, and then we've got the actual cover. And what's nice about this is that you can actually disconnect these, without having to take off the actual case like some of the other cases are. So like the Skull & Co case, for example. Everything is all in one. So you really, if you want to disconnect the Joy-Cons, you have to take it out of here, then disconnect the Joy-Cons. Whereas again, this one, you don't have to do that. Plus, like from a grip standpoint, like look at that aggressive grab. And some people do like this style better. I do prefer the aggressive, being able to actually like hold on to it. So we'll get that put on in a sec here. Let's go a little deeper. We've got spare adhesive. That must be maybe for the back plate. Okay. I'll figure out what the heck that's for. I'm sure. If you like scan code this, then you can figure out what that's for. Okay. But it should be, I would imagine it's just to help keep the grips on here, to be able to adhere to it a little bit more, or potentially for the back here, but I don't know. I'll figure out what these have to do with it. All right, so in here we do have some thumb grips. So this is an option that you can get with these, and they look and feel really good. Right now on my device, I do have the Skull & Co grips, and this one has 3 different styles. So depending if you like having, more of a mushroom style, a little bit of a concave, or just like the original feel, but it gives you those 3 options, and they fit and look really nice on the device. And then in here, we have a kickstand. So this one has adhesive on it. So it's, got a little peel back here for me to stick that onto the back of the kick plate. So I will get that on in a sec here. let's push this over to the side. I'm going to show you what I have on here right now. So while I was waiting for my Killswitch case, because I pre-ordered, you know, that $3 or $2, whatever it was to pre-order. And then I, you know, bought it as soon as that email came out. But while I've been waiting, because I wanted a little more extra grip, I actually made my own style Killswitch. And this is with the PlayVital Case. And I'll leave a link in the description for this too. But this one's actually dockable. So you can legitimately dock it without having to take it out of the case. And then it does have 2 different style of grips. I don't even know where the other ones are because I don't like the regular like rounded edge. I like having that aggressive edge. So this is another option that you can use because again, you can actually dock it on the physical dock. And then again, if you have this dock, which is the new one from Killswitch with the adapter, you can still dock with this too. And you can dock with the actual Skull & Co case from Savage Raven. So couple options here. Again, you can use this type of case, and this cover from Savage Raven Skull & Co does fit totally on top of it. So that's why I said I made my own Killswitch while I was waiting for the Killswitch, because again, look, you have the aggressive grips, it's dockable, and then you have the front cover. So if you want, you can go this route too, where you just get the front cover from Skull & Co. You can have the more aggressive grips, and it's still dockable, whereas this is not dockable, of course, unless you have this adapter from Killswitch. Or you can go with the actual Killswitch unit, which, you know, gives you a couple more options where you can pull that off. Before I put the Killswitch case on, let me just show you quickly what it's like with the Skull & Co. case so that you can get a nice look of what that's like. So it does have that opening in the back. I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, whatever, it's there. And it's still like a decent, good grip. And this is a really great option case, especially if you want something that's a little less expensive, but you still want to have that front cover. But again, it's not dockable like this. So you do have to pull it out every time. Unless, again, you have a Killswitch adapter like this, where you can just set it on there and then dock it that way. All right, let me go ahead and stick the Killswitch case on. This is probably the easiest Killswitch case that will ever be stuck onto one of my devices, because the other ones are very tight, which, again, great that they're tight because you don't want them to come off, but this is definitely the easiest one to stick on. Actually, I'm going to go from the top first because it's a little bit looser in the back here. And you can see there's some adhesive right here. So if I pull these tabs off, that's going to be where the extra adhesive is in that package that they sent. So again, that's right at the very bottom here. There was 2 tabs to pull. There's nothing at the top, but I'm going to go ahead and clip that on. Get it centered because it is not centered right now. Let's center that. All right. Now push that adhesive in there and it's good to go. Okay, now again, you can put the kickstand cover on because we've got the kickstand that's exposed here. And I will just pull this off and get on there. If your kickstand's dirty, clean it. Mine is in mint condition, so I don't need to wipe it. But if you want to like isopropyl alcohol that beforehand, I mean, that's totally okay. To just make sure that it has a nice clean edge on there that you're putting this adhesive on. You pull out the kickstand, you at least have a little bit of protection on there to not scratch it up now. And you can still have full access to the game card slot. Nothing is blocked. Let's get that other grip on. All right, so easy enough to get everything on, and it feels good. Like, it feels really good. It's like very similar to this case, but the texture is the biggest difference. Because this is like a plastic, it's just like a plastic texture. The Skull & Co one at least has like kind of like a rubber texture, which I like. But this one has like another step further. It's more like a sandpaper type feel texture. So it's a really nice grip on here. It feels like you've got something solid to hold. So again, I think you can put some adhesive in here if you feel like this is slipping off. But to pull these off, you can actually do that without having to take the case off. Now, if you're wondering, like, what do I do with the controller adapter, because this won't fit on the actual controller adapter? Well, I have an option for you. All right, so again, very clear, you can't put this in there. That doesn't work. You'd have to take it out of here. But there's this adapter, and I've used this with the regular Switch, but they've come out with a Switch 2 version as well. And again, I'll leave a link in the description for how you can get one of these. AliExpress has them, but Amazon has them as well. And then there's an actual charging spot here too, so you can charge it while it's on there. So you can use something like this, but it is pretty loose. Like, so you'd have to be very careful when you're holding it, like almost like push it together as you're using it to just make sure that it's not going to pull apart on you. But it just gives you a little bit of support if you want to use it in controller mode and still keep it into this case. So again, it's not very, like, it is wobbly, you can see that, but it is an option, and they might come out with some better ones. So keep an eye on this style. So you can see I can still play with it like this, and it still disconnects, no problem, but it's just acting like an in-between accessory to kind of give you a little bit more comfort and stability. But again, the magnet's not super strong, it just pulls off. It's not like you use this piece really to disconnect it, it's just disconnecting. So again, you can use it how you want, but it still works even if you're bent. You can see that it still moves. So again, an option for you if you want to be able to, you know, keep the actual covers of the Killswitch on while you're, you know, using an adapter, because again, this will not work with that. You can get a screen protector with dbrand as well if you want with your kit. I didn't get one because I have the JSAUX one, that's the anti-glare, and so that's why, you know, you're not seeing any reflections with the display, and that's, you know, my favorite style. So if you want to get one of the Killswitch, they do have really good ones. Now I'm going to go with the non-obsidian for the actual skin. And you can heat this up with a hairdryer after if you need to, but like, again, mine's super clean. I haven't really played much at all. You want to just make sure that it's free of any debris, and if you need to, again, use some alcohol, you can. But you just go right on there, line it up, and then don't press down until you have it in a really good spot. If there's any bubbles, just pull those through. All right, so this side is all set. And again, you can use a hairdryer with a little bit of heat if you want to just like help that adhere a little bit better, but it looks like mine should be good without that. And if you are using a hairdryer, don't do it for too long. You don't want to melt anything on your device. So there we go. You can see what it looks like with the skin attached and without the skin. Looks good. Gives you a little bit more protection on the front too. And again, I've got my Skull & Co grips. I like the color. And you can go with the black ones too. They also have black ones for the Switch too. And of course you can use the Killswitch ones, but I really like the Skull & Co. There we go. All set. Yeah, that's a nice finish. Like that. So same thing to the other side, but gives you a couple options if you're looking for cases of what kind of fit, function that you're looking for. If you want something that's going to be able to dock, if you want, you know, something that has an adapter for the dock that you can utilize with the Switch 2. The nice thing about this dock too is when you're docking this, it's not sliding on the front. So in the original Switch, like these little, you know, plastic pieces and stuff that are in there would rub against the back, would rub against the front. And so you're not going to have that problem here because we're just docking into the open. And so that's, again, a nice feature about having this adapter. You're still going to be able to do 4K. There's no issue there. And it gives you a little bit more airflow than what the current device has in it. Okay, now that we have this all built, I've got the skin on there. Well, one of the skins on there. Let's just close this up and then get a feel for what that looks like. So nice, sturdy, keeps everything safe. You can have the thumb grips on it. There's no restriction. So from the Skull & Co one, there is like a little tighter space there for the thumb grips. Still works, but it is like less room for error because it is like a tighter space on there. This one, wide open all the way through. So no issues there. And again, you can just throw it in your bag, and a great quality case. Like, it feels really good, but it's expensive. So again, if you want to make your own Killswitch, you can by using a combo of these two where you'll get similar vibes, you know, and the dockability. Or you can get the Skull & Co one and you know, the combo. The JSAUX also has one too. Similar feel for this. So again, it just depends on the style of grip that you want. But this is a popular one that's on there. It also kind of gives you a little bit of a stand on here. I don't like just sitting it on this stand. I don't feel like it's a good angle. But you can't use the stand with this case. So it's not an option. But with this one, you still can, because again, you can pull it out right here. And this one, of course, you can't use the stand either, but you can dock it. So there's pros and cons to every single case. So that's going to be it for today. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, hit that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and take care till the next one.